What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's Dreas in the building yet again. Yet again. I have to make sure everything's good. Yeah, I got a haircut. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I guess I'm not doing No Shave November. That's what I told myself. That's got completely too hairy. But I don't really want to get into that right away. I'll save that conversation for tomorrow's video. For today's video, I actually want to talk about the origins of a lot of things I've been doing as far as just me in general. For starters, most of you guys don't know this is actually not my first YouTube channel. And you're probably like, well, yeah, we know about the Dreas Gaming and we know about the Out of Frame Photography, but the original YouTube channel, which I'll pop on the screen over here, is before I came to Binghamton. And why did I create this channel? I realized when I was creating YouTube in general, or doing YouTube, or doing any form of social media in general, I needed a way to reach out to these celebrities or these people that could put me in positions to become famous. Most people don't know about this channel at all. DreasHipHop is, well, I could say, the evolved version of that channel, or the better version of that channel. That DreasHipHop actually came about because of the music team that I used to be a part of. That's how that channel grew. But prior, it was this channel. Hella cringy. Hella cringy. And I'm just like, bruh, I have a hard time looking back at actually 99.5% of my stuff I hate looking back on. It's cringy. It's cringy. It could be better. It could be this or that, the third, but I put it out because during the time of making it, either I felt like it has to be out or I needed something to put out to say I'm consistent in what I do. Then obviously, same thing for Instagram. Instagram was not my first Instagram. I actually got banned from Twitter for spamming too much on my old profile. I had to make a new profile, and I barely somewhat be on my Twitter. Facebook is also the same page as Twitter. I got banned off of Facebook before for spamming too much. Whether it was my dance content, whether it was making saying things on Facebook, I actually don't like going so far in my past because the past me is scary. I'm so aware of myself that I know that it'll just take me literally 2 days to get myself in a position where I can get myself out that road. I never like to hang on to my emotions for longer than like X amount of days, no matter what the situation is. Like the only thing I would hang on to per se is anger, and the anger to me is just like, okay, when I get angry at someone or something, my anger tells me that I need to change something either about my life or about my situation. That's what my anger tells me. Outside of that, I don't hold on to any of my emotions any longer than 3-4 days. Whether it's happiness, sadness, anger, like if once pain gets involved, whatever emotion that is during that pain or during whatever made me feel that pain, I brush it off within days and I clock it because I do not want to be in any position to feel any type of emotion in any capacity for that situation. That's how I feel. And it mainly just pertains to me being sad or angry, not necessarily happy. Like, yeah, there's moments I get happy and I'm like, you know what, something bad's gonna happen at some point. I tend my best not to think too far into that. I rather like bathe in the happiness, but I'm fully aware of myself to the degree of anytime I'm angry or sad, I know it's only a couple days. Either I need to go on a whole rant to tell whatever I need to tell to somebody I need to tell to, whether for them to feel I need to feel or for me to just fully get off my chest or to find me an answer for whatever the case would be that sounds like an answer I can roll with. Whatever the case would be, I just know myself to be only a couple days. You won't hear me say anything about this a week later. This is for me to tell somebody specifically why they shouldn't mess with who so and so, or this is my current personal feelings, and I'm letting you know if you see me with that person and I seem distant, awkward, or whatever the case would be, then I just don't. I'm finding ways to kind of give a body language to say nah, just nah. So all that being said, as a dancer, I started in middle school. I believe I told the story multiple times to multiple different people, but I'm gonna say it again just because who knows who's watching this. Started in middle school all the way up to the point of 2024. So I want to say, roughly speaking, 2008, 2007. I've been dancing. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Some people believe I should be a choreographer. I feel like I'm a bad teacher, just in general. I can't teach for nothing. Like, I can give you metaphors, similarities, so you can understand the lessons. But like for me to like legitimately teach you how to do certain movements and how to think a certain manner or how to come up with certain concepts, either so I'm bad at teaching or the people that I teach I don't understand their learning patterns. Like that, it gotta be one of the two. Either I'm bad teaching, or the people I teach, I don't recognize their learning patterns for me to teach them. That's possible. And my old analogy was like 2 + 2 is 4, is what common people speak, but I speak in the manner of 2⁻² = 4, or 2 × 2 is 4, or 8 - 4 is 4. Like, it's just still 4, regardless of regardless of what I say or whomever said it. The answer's still the answer. Just in my opinion. Side note, I think I need to get another microphone because this microphone is slowly irritating me. I don't know if you've been watching the last couple of videos with the microphone on and some of the quality on it. Like, it's not bad for the most part, but other times it's like, bruh. And I'm thinking about just selling this and then buying a DJI. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about the quality of this microphone from the last couple of videos you've been hearing. But yeah. And music was always a very interesting concept. I was very quiet in school. Like, I was, well, I should say always, but for the most part, I was always quiet in school. During the time of, like I said, 2007, 2008, dancers wasn't something that I could attain the most fame out of. Kind of, even to this day, you can't necessarily, unless you're within that community of dancers, you don't really get a very high level of fame. Like, the most high of levels was as a musician. And obviously Chris Brown came around this time, which is very funny now thinking about it. I wasn't a Chris Brown fan back in the day. I think it took me until the second album before I actually somewhat became a fan of him. But prior, when the first album dropped, I thought it was cool, but I wasn't a fan. When Yo came out and Your Man Ain't Me and Poppin', I was like, he cool, but the Water Wall came out. I was like, I'm a fan. That's why I started dancing to a lot of his music up to this date, to this point. So been a fan since then. So music for me started in that direction because I wanted to express myself. I want to be able to, be just as famous as the biggest guy that could be famous as a music/dancer. I figured that would be my way to become more popular because I definitely wasn't a popular person in school. I was not. That's really how I looked at it. And I realized that I had my music blasting. They will notice. I used to have my music blasting every day in school, not realizing that everybody around me can actually hear the songs that's playing because I would have it blasting so loud. For other people to get hear what I listen to, like there's songs I played on repeat for like a whole 40-minute bus ride. Just that one song. Thinking back at it, I'm sure they looked at me completely funny, like, yo, like, is he really playing that song like back to back like that? Like, did he like the song or something? And I was quiet too, so like I would have straight faces, and it's just, yeah, it was just terrible looking back at it. Just thinking about it, it's crazy. But that's why I decided to become a musician and start writing lyrics to a point where I got a lot more serious when I got to college and so on and so forth. And DJing came about because DJ Hero, I didn't realize that a lot of the times when they mix songs in DJ Hero, it was already pre-programmed to some degree or some format. But the first time I wanted to get, I seen a video game that had hip hop featuring in it, minus Def Jam. I was like, oh, like I want to get more involved. Like I was very wanted to understand hip hop culture a lot more around that same time period. I want to say that's 2009, 2010, around that phase. Might be more like 2012, I believe. I know they came out with DJ Hero 1, which was definitely 2010, or somewhere around that. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then there was DJ Hero 2, and I enjoyed both games. I'm surprised they didn't make it 3, but it's fine. The way the tracks were blended, sounded, and then I was like, oh snap, okay, so if I could like how Guitar Hero, you would think that, if you could play Guitar Hero well enough that you can actually play a legitimate guitar. That's how I felt when it comes to DJing. Like, since I can DJ this game pretty well, I can actually become a real DJ. And man, shout out to technology, because back in the day, not the vinyl records, but and this would probably be for the very, very unique DJs. To some degree, I kind of want to go back to the path I was going to head down towards at one point, especially when I had still have the setup to do it. Which is actually funny now thinking about it. I would have to DJ on YouTube. And it was so funny because I would split the screen. So I would bring up 2 windows, and I would play music on one side. And when I feel like that song's ready to be finished and over with, I would turn down the volume on one track and then turn up the volume on the other track within a couple seconds of each other, which now you can do a lot more seamlessly. But prior, it'd be it'd be a small silence, and then, you go up forward from that. Then I used to do house parties. From house parties, I used to do venues. From venues, I did colleges. From colleges, I'm here. So that was my origin for that, for sure. Yeah, And I say go back, like I should be able to find a photo of me with some other DJs. The time when I had me an iPod. By the time I had me an iPod, I was like, okay, this is the future of DJ. Like everybody's using laptops and whatnot. Like, nah, like I want to use my phone. Then from phone, I want to use my like watch to like make it Bluetooth. And I was like, you know what? I can like go even crazier and get myself like an iPad and DJ off the iPad, which honestly I could do right now, but I use my laptop. Nonetheless, that's how I got into DJing. And then how I got into photography, well, at one point I quit my job. I was tired. I was like, this 9 to 5 is just not cutting it. I was like, 9 to 5 ain't cutting it. So I raised up, I want to say roughly like $2,000, just saved the 3,000. I was like, I can make this work. Just give me a couple months with this, and I'll work my ass off to get somewhere. Damn near a month go by, I'm like down like to 800 from 3,000, and I'm like, all right, my knee habits was crazy back in the day. So I did some research to look up some stuff online to figure some things out, yada yada. And I came across photography, so many different avenues. So many times it was like photography. And like, I was thinking about other things, but I was like, it would be easier. And photography, you can like sell your photos, you can do these and that and the third. I'm like, okay, but and it took some time because it's not like I haven't took photos before to some degree. Like there's times people had hand me cameras on the event to take photos while they take care of an emergency. Sometimes I got to hold the camera just in general. And, I thought it was decent. I know I wasn't great or good at it. I just taking a photo. But I thought it was, decent. And I took from the 800 that dwindled down to like 300 at some point. I took that and I reapplied for my old job, which I did get the job, because it's not like I left on bad terms or anything of that nature. But I reapplied for that job, and I took the last amount of money and bought me a Canon 60D. And then from there, I did free shoots amongst people I know because I heard that was a easiest way to build a portfolio. I mean, did that. People started telling me I should charge. About a year-ish later, I started charging to some degree. I got paid like $25, $30, $50. Then that started turning to $100. Then the last, I want to say, like lowest tier of me was $200, and I just switched over to $400. Even now, $400, I honestly feel like I could do a lot more. I feel like I could do $700. Craziest number, I know. But I honestly feel like if I put myself in a situation where it's like, okay, you have to come to me with a legitimate idea. Let's get the lights, exactly what you need to get the exact setup, and do $700 for 5 photos. I highly think that's possible. 5 photos. Even with the type of quality I'm producing now and the things that I know I need to learn just for a tad bit, just a little more in detail, I honestly think I'd be comfortable at my lowest price being $700. I honestly want to be a very exclusive photographer. Like I want, like my dream situation to some degree is like I want to be one of those, like, you ever know like a person where it's like they only shoot under very selective conditions. Like I want to be that as a photographer. Like you would have to book me for X price because you want a very certain look from me that is very, very hard to get from another person unless you like flew them out or had to go travel to them. Where it's like, for me, it's like, not to say I'm cheap to any regard, but like I'm very, very exclusive. Like photography in this alone is a luxury. DJing is a luxury. Like those two things are luxury services, because no, you can't just put a playlist on and let the music play. No, you can't take photos on your phone. They're very luxury because you got to take somebody else's time for them to shoot whatever style or vision that you had, and then plus some, or curate a song for your entertainment for X amount of hours. Those are luxuries. Hence why you pay for them. Doing music, it's more of a gathering for people to enjoy the same artists / songs that others want to enjoy, and then paying them to actually perform all of them in set place in a very curated way as well. And dancing in the same similarity. It's just not as much of a luxury, but depending on how much people you can have resonate with you, it can be a luxury. Hence why I do all 4 of these things. Those are my origins. A lot of these skills that I carry with me even to this day, that probably one would say, well, you maybe should take one away or take that away. I would say I'm a huge fan of the hip hop culture. Or I should say that I like to embody the hip hop culture as much as possible. Like photography for me is graffiti. DJing, music, and dancing, other elements and core parts of hip hop. And I like to body that. Like there was almost some point that I almost became a singer because I actually took ear training and vocal classes, and I was in choir a couple of times. I don't know if it was middle school or high school. It was one of the two. I was in choir. So it was a point, and I decided not to pursue that heavy because partially afraid of just being this so overrounded person, and I don't really want to be known as a singer. But even to this day, like I would take singing classes again just to improve my voice. Like I said, it's a luxury to pay for somebody and have them help you out or curate something for you. Origins. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm sure this is definitely a longer version of my prior videos, and we can get back to the regular vlogging the next day. I honestly do want to start coming up with these concepts as well, like more of these sit here and talk about with you guys, is that involves learning about me or even some of the things that I am learning about. Till next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.